Jim McGillen, Osterville. Well, most of my school years were pretty good. We had a good bunch of classmates I hung with. In fact, as recently as night before last, we went out to Sandy Neck, all the old football players, for a cookout. And I guess my school years at Barnstable were probably the greatest. Well, one of them, we had put a sheep in the new high school, and we didn't understand. We thought it was a trick. It was Halloween, and we were playing the next day, and the sheep left droppings, I would say, on the floor of the new building. And I remember playing that day. It was a muddy day, and the Pete Williams, knowing about the sheep, had put in the Barnstable Patriot. I was standing on the sidelines with the coach, with George Williams, and the headlines under the picture was, "It looked like the boys just got out of a sheep bin." So we had a lot of fun games. We won every Thanksgiving game that I played. I played for 6 years. And I guess that about it. We beat Falmouth every year. That was always the good ones. Mr. Hodge. His first name is Whiffer. That's all I remember. I couldn't remember his exact first name, but it was Mr. Hodge, yeah. Fine gentleman. But he left the discipline to Briar Connors. I have a different opinion. Leo Shields, Charlotte Mahoney, geometry. Jack Donahue came here. Not given the credit he should have been given. He was the coach here. He started the first hockey team, and I was the oldest person on the first hockey team in Barnstable. And he was quite a guy. He got us uniforms, so we knew how to put on uniforms. One of the players, not knowing much about hockey uniforms, but just playing bog hockey like we did in those days, came out with his cup over his shorts. And he had to be set back to put that underneath. But we had quite a day. I mean, I think I remember him probably the most. Actually, I had my first job is I had lawns I mowed in Hyannis Port, and my uncle gave me the job. He gave me these. He had certain lawns. He worked as a landscaper and a estate manager over there, and he gave me these 2 or 3 lawns to do. And one funny story there is I had Mr. Sohonen, an old Finnish fellow, lived on Pitcher's Way, clipping for me. And at the end of the summer, when I couldn't use him anymore, I just paid him cash, and he filed unemployment on me. And so I had to go to at 11 years old, I had to go to the unemployment office to tell him why I wasn't reserving unemployment compensation for Mr. Sohonen. But I never forget the look on the administrator's face when I walked in. I probably appreciated while in law school and finishing up some master's work, I worked for Jack Elmer in the legislature. I've never worked for a man I respected more than Jack Elmer. The Cape has a lot to be thankful for, and they don't realize it. I see they give these awards every year to people for environmental, for other purposes and everything. When you think of the legislation that Jack filed just in the environmental area, you know, the scenic road bill, the bicycle paths bill, the 3 ocean sanctuary bills, the Old Kings Highway Historic District bills. All of those were so much preserved the integrity of the Cape as it is today. I mean, I can't imagine what it would look like if 40 years ago that legislation wasn't passed. 45 years ago now. He did so much for the elderly, the Clause 41 abatement bills on real estate taxes. You go on and on and on. The legislation that was new that was passed by him. Yes, I did. I practiced law for a couple of years, and then he went to Mass Maritime Academy and asked me to come as legal officer and director of personnel to join him there. And yes, I did join him there. He went into an institution that was pretty well managed at that point in time, but when he got there, he expanded considerably the facilities that were needed. Actually, the athletic facilities were expanded. I don't know if I should mention sewer, but obviously that's part of the whole concept. But there were a lot of initiatives that he took at the academy also. I still love the summers. We still love Sandy Neck. We go out there quite often, all the group. We meet out there, watch sunset, and have a bonfire, and I would say Sandy Neck is probably the most pristine place still out there, and they've managed it well by the way. The town's done a great job of management out there, but it's still a wonderful spot to go to, and I love the summer. Probably football, hockey. We had playing both of those. I played baseball too, but I don't care for that so much. But yeah, football and hockey probably. Pretty much in geology. I like to study that. I have a lot of family history on Cape Cod. I also enjoy reading and play some golf and walking with my wife. My mom's family, yes. My father's family came down here with the gas companies back in the late 20s. My mother's family, all the ancestors, we have 8 ancestors on the Mayflower males, 4 wives, and 6 children. I'm a direct descendant of them through my mother.
What was your mother's maiden name?
Bassett. And but going back on the Bassett line, you'll run into the Bangs, the Crolls, the Eldridges, the Cahoons, the Nickersons. It goes on and on. Pretty difficult. I have only 2 daughters. Both of them are professionals. The type of work they do is unable to find jobs here. One's with the Department of Justice and the others in real estate management of large real estate holdings. So they work off Cape, both of them, and live off Cape. I think it's been managed excellently. Combination of state and federal laws, especially the historical district on the north and the zoning of the town itself on the south. The zoning, having served here, as you know, on the Board of Appeals, I think it's going to be tough in the past. The zoning does protect the town, but it's going to be tough for young people to find lodging down here or dwellings, places to live. The cost factor is going to be out of sight. I see the costs expanding, especially with the 2-acre zoning lots and so forth. And it's going to be difficult for the young people to stay here. Not really. I think the town is well managed. I think it does well. I hear complaints quite often of this, of that, everything like that, but I don't know of any true or strong objections I have to anything in the town right now. No one likes the traffic, but we can't abate that. Everybody has a right to be here. A lot of people say we're growing too fast. Well, no, I think the town's done a good job of controlling growth through its zoning laws. I just don't find anything negative about the town, except that I would like to see more industry down here, but then again, light industry mostly, of course, technology institutions. I'd like to see more buildings out there and off of the park out there off of 132 that we might be able to get local employment. But for people wanting labor jobs or anything soft, it's not easy here on the Cape for young people. Jim McGillen, Osterville.